When you say to yourself each morning, I am blessed, you awaken your heart to the truth that life itself is a divine gift. Every breath you take, every sunrise you see, every beat of your heart is a sign that God has chosen you to live another day with purpose. Being blessed does not mean everything in your life is perfect. It means you can still smile in imperfection, trust in uncertainty, and find peace even in the storm. When you declare I am blessed, you are not denying your struggles, you are declaring your faith above them. You are reminding yourself that blessings are not always wrapped in comfort, but often in challenges that make you grow stronger and wiser. Each morning when you look in the mirror and say those words, something within you changes. Gratitude begins to take the place of worry, and peace begins to take the place of fear. You start to see how much you already have, not just in material things but in love, hope, and the grace that sustains you each day. Saying I am blessed is not only a statement, it is a prayer of trust. It's telling your soul that even when life feels heavy, God's mercy is greater. It's choosing to focus on the light instead of the darkness, the hope instead of the pain. The moment you affirm it, your attitude shifts. You begin to walk differently, think differently, and act differently. You carry yourself with quiet confidence, knowing that you are under divine favor. Every challenge becomes a chance to see God's hand at work. Every delay becomes a setup for something greater. So, when you start your morning with I am blessed, you invite heaven's perspective into your heart, and that changes everything. When you begin your morning by saying I am strong, you remind yourself that strength is not the absence of struggle, but the courage to keep moving through it. Real strength comes from within, from the quiet assurance that God walks beside you, even when the path feels uncertain. Saying I am strong is not boasting about your power, it is acknowledging the divine strength that flows through you. It means that no matter what challenges lie ahead, you will not be shaken, because your roots are deep in faith. Every time you repeat those words, you awaken the warrior spirit within you. A spirit that refuses to surrender. You might have fallen yesterday, but today you rise again, stronger and wiser. Life has a way of testing us, but it is in those very tests that we discover what we are truly made of. When you say, I am strong, you are speaking life into your soul, giving yourself permission to endure, to heal, and to hope. It is a reminder that tears may fall, hearts may ache, but faith will always rebuild what pain tries to destroy. Strength is not found in lifting heavy burdens alone, it is found in lifting your heart to God in prayer when you feel weakest. It is the calm after the storm, the peace that whispers, you will make it. Every battle you face is not meant to break you but to prepare you for a greater purpose. And as you declare I am strong, heaven echoes your words, filling you with new energy to face the day. Remember, you are not strong because life is easy. You are strong because your faith teaches you that with God, nothing is impossible. When you speak the words I am capable, each morning, you awaken the confidence that God Himself has placed within you. It is a declaration that you are not defined by your past mistakes, fears, or doubts but by the potential that lives inside you. God created you with purpose, equipped you with unique gifts, and planted within you the ability to overcome whatever stands in your way. Saying I am capable is not arrogance, it is faith in action. It is believing that you are more than enough because the one who made you never creates anything without reason. Every time you whisper those words, you silence the inner voice that says, I can't. You replace fear with faith, hesitation with hope, and weakness with determination. You start to see yourself the way God sees you: strong, able, and chosen. Challenges will come, doors may close, and people may doubt you, but your capability does not depend on external approval. It grows from your willingness to trust God's plan even when you don't see the full picture. Each obstacle you face becomes a training ground where your inner strength and divine abilities are refined. When you tell yourself I am capable, you give yourself permission to try again, to take risks, to believe that your dreams are possible. It's an act of courage, a moment of surrender where you hand over your fears to God and step forward with faith. You begin to realize that you don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to start, because God will guide your steps. Remember, being capable doesn't mean you never fail, it means you keep going, trusting that every effort, no matter how small, moves you closer to the purpose He designed for you. When you begin your day by saying, I am loved, you remind yourself of one of the greatest truths in existence, that you are deeply, unconditionally loved by God. This love is not earned by your achievements or lost by your mistakes, it is constant, eternal, and unwavering. Saying I am loved fills the empty spaces of your heart with peace, reminding you that no matter how the world sees you, the Creator of the universe calls you precious. Even when you feel unnoticed, unseen, or forgotten, His love surrounds you like a warm light that never fades. Each morning as you speak these words, something powerful happens inside you. Fear begins to lose its hold, and loneliness begins to fade away. You start to see yourself not through the eyes of the world, but through the eyes of divine compassion. God's love is the foundation of your worth. It reminds you that you are never truly alone, even in moments of silence or struggle. When you say, I am loved, you are reminding your soul that your life has meaning, your presence has purpose, and your journey is guided by grace. This declaration also softens your heart toward others. When you live in the awareness of being loved, it becomes easier to forgive, to show kindness, and to spread light where there is darkness. Love transforms how you walk, how you speak, and how you respond to challenges. It fills you with quiet confidence, knowing that you don't have to chase validation or prove your value. The love of God is already your covering, your comfort, and your strength. So when you rise each morning and whisper, I am loved, you invite that divine truth to fill your heart and guide your steps through whatever the day may bring. When you end your morning affirmation with I am guided, you remind yourself that you are never walking through life alone. Every step you take, every decision you face, every path that unfolds before you is watched over by divine wisdom. Saying, I am guided, is not just a statement of faith, it is an act of surrender, a peaceful acceptance that God knows the way even when you cannot see it clearly. It means trusting that there is a greater plan behind every delay, every detour, and every unanswered prayer. Each morning when you speak these words, you center your heart in calm assurance. You stop rushing, stop worrying, and start listening. Listening to the quiet voice of the Spirit that whispers direction when confusion tries to cloud your mind. Sometimes guidance comes in subtle ways, through a feeling of peace about a choice, through the words of a friend, or through the stillness of prayer. When you affirm, I am guided, you become more sensitive to these signs, more open to the gentle hand of grace leading you forward. Life often feels uncertain, and fear tempts us to take control of everything. But when you remind yourself that you are guided, you release that burden. You stop trying to force outcomes and instead walk with faith, knowing that even closed doors serve a purpose. Every challenge becomes part of a divine map leading you toward growth, strength, and wisdom. You begin to trust the process, understanding that God's timing is never late. It's always perfect. So each morning, before you step into the world, take a deep breath and whisper, I am guided. Let that truth fill your soul with peace and walk with confidence, knowing the Creator Himself is directing your path.